Trends pointed toward another above-normal wildland fire year for 2019. Weather conditions and wildland fire ignitions proved otherwise. In 2019, we lost the lives of 9 firefighters and experienced dozens of injuries. These fatalities were caused by vehicle accidents, medical emergencies, an entrapment, a helicopter crash, and a tree incident. Fatalities were down by 10 compared to the 19 in 2018. Injuries included chainsaw cuts, hit by tree incidents, entrapments, and burn injuries. Of the burn injuries, 10 were caused by stepping or falling into ash pits. Be aware that the risks with ash pits are often not visible and may extend well beyond the immediate area. Scout areas and use probes to test for extent and depth of ash beds. For more information about fatalities and injuries, refer to the Wildland Fire Lessons Learned Center's Incident Review Summary. The 2019 Wildland Fire Year in Review was below normal for a number of reported wildfires at 75% of the 10-year average. There were 50,477 wildfires reported nationally compared to 58,083 wildfires reported in 2018. The number of acres burned was also below normal in 2019 at 4,664,364 acres, which is 67% of the 10-year average and far below the number of acres burned in 2018, which was at 8,767,492. Of the nearly 4.7 million acres burned last year, 2.5 million of them burned in Alaska, accounting for more than half of the nation's total burned acreage. When compared with the 10-year average, only Alaska experienced above-average acres burned, which was 194% above normal. Alaska was the only state that experienced consistent, above-normal fire activity. 743 wildfires burned more than 2.6 million acres by mid-November. Alaska was at preparedness level 4 and 5 for 42 days. Incident management teams, crews, and aircraft from around the country assisted with suppression efforts. Several long-duration large wildfires challenged firefighters and the public into the late summer and early fall. The largest Alaska incident in 2019 was the Chalkitsik complex in the Upper Yukon Zone. It included 5 wildfires that started in mid-July when lightning storms passed over the Yukon Flats. The Chalkitsik complex burned 505,273 acres and was the top priority incident in Alaska from July 21st until August 8th. The cost to fight these fires was more than $7.5 million. At the peak of activity, 400 fire personnel worked on the Chalkitsik complex. 4 BLM crews and 10 crews from other agencies protected valuable assets including the villages, cabins, and allotments and constructed nearly 18 miles of containment line. Fire managers dealt with several challenges while working on this incident. First, the fires were in a remote area where it was difficult to provide support for firefighters. Smoke affected the use of aircraft for firefighting and logistical efforts. Extremely low water levels in the rivers hindered boat use for transporting supplies. Finally, smoky conditions and limited river access made it difficult to locate remote cabins and allotments. Once found, it took firefighters several days to build fire line around them. All other geographic areas saw below-average acres burned, Southwest at 78%, Northern California at 48%, Great Basin at 42%, Eastern at 38%, Southern area at 38%, Northwest at 28%, Rocky Mountain at 24%, Southern California at 20%, and Northern Rockies at 15%. Only 27 fires and complexes exceeded 40,000 acres in 2019, which is 21 fewer than 2018. A total of 963 structures were reported destroyed by wildfires in 2019, including 444 residences. This number was well below the annual average of 4,642, including 2,826 residences per year. California accounted for the highest number of structures lost in one state, with 569 structures lost, including 315 residences in 2019. Alaska lost the second highest number of structures in one state with 149, including 57 residences. At the end of 2019 and beginning of 2020, Australia experienced unprecedented wildfire activity. As wildfires burned for months, Australia requested assistance from the United States, and the U.S. was able to provide more than 340 personnel to assist with suppression efforts. As for 2020, the wildland fire year is predicted to be slightly above normal.